let's chat about what's really happening with the Cleveland Browns. It's not just about a new quarterback learning the game. This is a big story about power, how people see things, and old football ways clashing with new ideas. It's not only about Shedeur Sanders. It's about a hidden fight in football that Shannon Sharpe just revealed. This is a quarterback battle you didn't know was going on until now. If you love the real scoop and the juicy details they don't show on TV, hit that subscribe button. And if you're curious about this crazy quarterback drama in Cleveland, you gotta subscribe. It all started with some quiet rumors. Someone close to the team said Shedeur wasn't getting the new plays right. Another person said he wasn't trying hard enough when watching game videos. Then, there was a weird leak about an interview with the Giants. Oh, that was totally planned. But while the big news channels spread those bad rumors, the Browns players saw something totally different. Older players noticed this new guy taking charge in practices with confidence. Coaches watched videos and saw him throw perfect passes, make quick decisions, and move smoothly in the pocket. Those are skills only a pro quarterback should have. And the worst part for the people who don't like Shedeur? He was earning respect from players who've been in the NFL for years. You can't fake that kind of respect. You can't buy it. You have to earn it. So why was everyone being told a different story? Here comes Shannon Sharpe, one of the few who didn't fall for the rumors. Instead, he showed proof on his show, Club Shay Shay. It turned into a truth-telling party. He talked about how Shedeur throws well even when he's under pressure. He explained how Shedeur can figure out tricky defenses and lead his team. He even mentioned how Shedeur owned up to some speeding tickets. Then, in his deep voice, Sharpe said something big. He said some people don't want Shedeur to succeed because they don't like his kind of confidence. Boom! Suddenly, everyone saw what was really going on. This wasn't just about football. It was about old traditions, confidence, and a quarterback who's different. Let's break it down because it's a big deal. Shedeur Sanders is the son of Deion Sanders, a super famous football star. Deion, or Coach Prime, is loud, confident, and doesn't care what the NFL thinks of him. That scares some people. Shedeur has that same bold energy, but he's super smart about it. He's not showing off for cameras. He's studying game videos while others try to find things wrong with him. He stays quiet while people on the radio talk about his social media. When Shannon Sharpe supported him, it wasn't just nice, it was a big warning. Let's be real. Shannon's not just some old football player talking loud. He knows how the NFL works. He's been through its tricks. So when he says there's a plan against Shedeur, he's speaking from experience. This kind of thing has happened before. Cam Newton was called a show-off just for dancing. Lamar Jackson was called a runner before he even threw a pass in the NFL. Even Patrick Mahomes was told he played too wild early on. See the pattern? Confident black quarterbacks who don't act small get the same old criticism. But now that criticism is getting old, and Shedeur is changing the game. Inside the Browns building, things are getting intense. While the team's PR people keep talking about the quarterback lineup, players are quietly saying, Shedeur's already better than the guy starting. One lineman said privately, he throws passes that make you better. Not many quarterbacks can do that. Receivers are asking for him in team meetings. Defenders say he's the toughest quarterback to trick in practice. That's not just talk. That's respect. Behind the scenes, some people are getting nervous. The front office knows they might have a star, but they don't know how to handle him. Why? Because Shedeur isn't someone you just manage. He's someone you build a team around. But the negative rumors keep coming. 2 speeding tickets are being treated like he's a criminal. One small mistake in an interview is called immature. Meanwhile, other players do worse and still play every week. But for Shedeur, the rules keep changing. That's what Shannon Sharpe pointed out, the unfair treatment. The fake worry, that's really just criticism in disguise. The way one player's strengths are praised, but Shedeur's are attacked. Let's call it what it is: sneaky sabotage dressed up as news. But here's the cool part: Shedeur isn't giving up. He's doing great. Every time they make things harder, he does even better, calmly, professionally. And the scariest thing for his critics? He doesn't need their approval. That's what freaks out the NFL system. He doesn't just want to play in the NFL, he wants to change it. Let's talk about what's next. If Shedeur keeps this up, he won't just start games. He'll change what teams want in a star quarterback. It's not just about throwing or stats. It's about staying strong. It's about handling tough smear campaigns and staying calm under pressure. It's about leading in a way that can't be measured by a scout's notes. When that happens, the people who doubted him will act like they always believed in him. They'll call it a fairy tale story. They'll say it was a surprise, but we'll know the real story. This isn't about an underdog. It's about a system being forced to accept someone it didn't expect. Thanks to Shannon Sharpe and others who speak up, we're seeing the truth. Whether Shedeur plays in Week 1, Week 10, or waits for the 2026 NFL Draft, time's running out for the people trying to control the story. Because the kid they're trying to stop? He already knows how to make a comeback. And this one's personal. You know what they don't tell you when you join the NFL as a famous rookie? They don't tell you half the fight is quiet. It's not just about learning plays or making big throws. It's about the looks in the halls, the press talks that skip your name. It's how your big plays don't make it to the highlight videos. Shedeur Sanders sees it all, but he stays calm, smiles, and remembers. The disrespect? It's on purpose. But here's what's different. This time, the kid fought back. Not with social media posts or big speeches. No, he let his game footage speak for him. And now that the videos are out, everyone's trying to change the story they thought was set. Let's talk about why things changed. It wasn't a huge game-winning throw or a record-breaking run. It was a regular practice play on a normal day. No fans, no cameras. The defense tried a tricky move, but Shedeur saw it right away. He changed the play, called a new one, and threw a perfect pass between 3 defenders. The defensive coach was shocked, dropping his clipboard. A scout whispered, "That's pro-level stuff." And the veteran player who was teasing him? He went quiet. That's when Shedeur won over the team. From then on, you couldn't ignore him. His calls got smoother and he clicked better with the main players. The team moved faster when he was in charge. And slowly, people started talking. Not officially, because that's risky. But privately, they said things like, "He's quick, he's calm, I trust him." Those aren't just nice words in an NFL locker room. That's a big deal. That's belief. That's momentum. And the scariest part for the people against him? ... He hasn't even played a real NFL game yet. So why aren't the Browns just making him the main quarterback? 2 words: money problems. Deshaun Watson's contract is huge. $230 million, all guaranteed. That's not just a paycheck, it's a giant commitment. No team boss wants to admit they spent that much and got it wrong. So instead of facing it, they dodge. They say Shedeur is still learning. They call him a good backup. They say they like their quarterback options. But deep down, everyone knows the truth. They're scared of what happens when Shedeur plays and starts winning. Because then, they can't hide behind that big contract anymore. You either play the best guy or admit you made a bad deal. Let's stop for a sec, because this isn't just a Cleveland problem. It's a problem for the whole NFL. Team bosses often pick safe choices over the real deal. And Shedeur Sanders? He's not safe. He's real. He doesn't act humble to make others happy. He's polite but not small. He believes in himself. And even worse for his critics, he proves it. He's not here to sit on the bench. He's here to take over. And that makes him a threat. Not because he's cocky, but because he's good. Meanwhile, the media's messing up this story like it's a fumble in a snowstorm. They either ignore him or repeat the same old complaints. They say he's too confident or not ready yet. They say maybe he'll be a good backup someday. It's like they didn't see his games. Like his 70% pass completion and 40 touchdowns didn't happen. Like his game videos don't exist. But you know who did see them? Former quarterbacks, defensive coaches, and veteran players. They know what a pro-ready arm looks like. They know when a player can read defenses well, not just look at one guy. And those voices are starting to get louder. The funny thing? Shedeur doesn't need to say anything. He could tweet back or make a big fuss, but he doesn't. Instead, he shows up, practices, does better than expected, and walks away quietly. That's what drives his critics crazy. He doesn't play by their rules. He doesn't act like the bad guy they want him to be. He just keeps winning, quietly, smartly, and non-stop. And his dad, Dion, he's watching too. Not stepping in, not pulling strings, just watching. He's coaching from far away, letting Shedeur make his own way. Here's the twist the NFL wasn't ready for. Shedeur isn't just like his dad. He's his own person, his own talent, his own story. His last name got him noticed, but his work keeps him in the game. So what happens next? That's the big question. The Browns have a quarterback fight they don't want to admit is happening, but the fans see it. The players feel it. And the rest of the NFL is watching closely. If Shedeur gets his chance, if the politics fall apart and his skills take over, it's game over. The moment he gets to play, the story changes forever. Because he's not just ready to play, he's ready to lead. In a league that loves image, Shedeur is a glitch. You can't put him in a box. You can't deny his skills. You can't outwork him. And when you can't control the story, you either rewrite it or get left behind. Right now, the NFL has a choice. Stick with the old ways or embrace the future. And that future, he's wearing number 5 in Cleveland, waiting calmly. When his moment comes, he won't just take the job. He'll change the game. And no, it's not just the cold wind or the usual worries about quarterbacks. This is quieter, slower, but it's getting stronger with every play Shedeur makes. And it's starting to shake up a team that thought it had everything figured out. Here's what no one in the team's office is saying out loud yet. Shedeur is winning over the players. Not in news reports, not in coach meetings, not in draft picks, but in the real moments. In team huddles, in quiet talks in the weight room, in locker room chats when the cameras are off. That kind of power, you can't fake it. Every team says they want a star quarterback, but they don't say how tricky that can be. You spend millions on one guy, build everything around him, and then a rookie walks in, confident and calm. And suddenly the guy with the huge contract looks ordinary. That's the thing about potential. It shows up when you least expect it. And Shedeur? He didn't just show up, he busted through the door. Let's talk about that practice again, because it wasn't just one play. It was play after play, all perfect. Short passes, long passes, tricky throws, all spot on. At one point, the offensive line coach looked at the receivers coach and said, "This kid plays like he's been in the NFL for years." That's not just a compliment, it's a heads up. When a rookie sees the game that well, makes quick decisions, and stays calm, you're not talking about someone who needs time. You're talking about someone ready to play now. Meanwhile, the Watson problem is getting louder. Not from coaches, but from how Watson acts. Frustrated, missing chances. When he talks, fewer players listen closely. But when Shedeur calls a play, everyone pays attention. That's not normal. That's leadership you earn. It's like a magnet. You either have it or you don't. And right now, it's clear who has it. But the team's bosses are stuck. They can't move on from Watson's huge contract yet. It would look bad, really bad. Headlines would say, $230 million guy benched for a rookie. Cleveland messes up again. They can't let that happen. Not yet. So they keep spinning the story. They say Shedeur's still learning, He's a great backup, they're happy with their options. But inside, the pressure's building. Every day Shedeur doesn't play, the team trusts the system a little less. And once that trust is gone, it's done. Now let's talk about the fans. Browns fans have been through it all. Bad picks, tough seasons, broken dreams. They know disappointment better than most. So when they see something real, they don't need fancy stats or big names. They just know it. And right now, they know Shedeur's the real deal. They see his spark, his talent, his calm vibe, his determination. Their system is starting to cheer for him. It started with little things: social media videos, practice clips, online chats. Now fans are showing up to practice in Shedeur's number 5 jerseys. They're holding signs that say, "Let the kid play." One even had a banner saying, "Shedeur to the dog pound." If that's not a fan revolt starting, what is? But let's not get too dreamy, because this is still a tough road. Shedeur's walking a tightrope with traps everywhere. Every mistake he makes will be picked apart. Every bad throw will be a big deal. Every little comment will be turned into a weapon by the media. They'll ask if he's too polished, too confident, too much like his dad. Really? They're just asking one thing: can they control him? And the answer is no way, because Shedeur doesn't need to be liked. He needs to be respected. And then there's Dion, Coach Prime, staying out of it. He's letting his son make his own path, but you can feel his presence. This isn't just about Shedeur, it's about how football is changing. Players are starting to control their own stories. Legacy isn't a burden anymore. It's power. And the new generation isn't asking for a seat at the table. They're taking it. So where does this go? Best case for Cleveland: they find a way to start Shedeur without admitting they messed up with Watson.